What is up, guys? In today's video, I'm going to be going over tips to hopefully help you win more fights around cars in Chapter 5. As always, if you guys do find this video helpful, informative, interesting, remember to give it a like, subscribe if you'd like to see more, comment down below what you think of this playstyle, and there will be a creative map that hopefully will help you kind of build this skill and get more used to this in the description down below. So in Chapter 5, snipers are very good, and I think that makes having cars very helpful. And then also a lot of players like to just 50-50 with the frenzy auto shotgun. And one of the ways that you can kind of deal with someone trying to 50-50 you like that and make the fight less random is to use cars, kind of like how I'm going to talk about in this video. Because when you get in and out of the car, your character model basically teleports around. It can be very disorienting and just difficult for your opponent to deal with. And since you're the one like initiating this and making it happen, it's kind of easier for you to deal with, I think, because you know the timing of when you're getting out of the car. It can be kind of disorienting for you as well, but I think as you play and get used to this, you kind of get better at it and get more used to doing it as time goes on. I'm going to try to have as much gameplay of me using this tactic in the background of this video, but I am making this prior to having surgery. I'll probably already have had it by the time this video is posted, so I don't have like the most gameplay to go off for this video, but I'm going to try my best for that. So in short, you're basically going to just jump out of the car and shoot the opponent. And the way I kind of play this is if you're using like a pump shotgun, it's probably best to just shoot one shot and then get back in the car and reposition. If you're using the auto, you can shoot like a shot or two. I like to try to shoot the opponent 2 shots and then get back in the car, or until it looks like they're able to return fire, whether that is like getting an angle on you or when they're starting to react to where you are. You just get back in the car, and then once they turn their character model or do whatever they're going to do, you can jump back out and shoot them again. You can kind of drive the car a little bit away and then get out and use the car as a right shoulder peek, and then, you know, shoot at them. And then when they finally react to you getting out of the car and shooting at them, get back in the car again. You just keep rinse and repeating and doing this, and it makes it very difficult for the opponent to play the game. A lot of times what people are going to do when you play like this, though, is they're just going to get in the car. And the first situation we're going to talk about is when they get in the car, but you still have the driver's seat. So you got in before them. And this is why it's important to kind of just shoot one shot or 1 or 2 shots and then get in, because a lot of people will just get in the car, and you want to have the driver's seat, because if you have the driver's seat, it's going to put the opponent in either of the passenger seats or the back seats. And then you can just get out and then start shooting the opponent through the window. And with the auto shotgun in this situation, you can deal damage insanely fast because you pretty much only have their head to look at anyways. And I will often ADS in this situation. I rarely aim with the auto shotgun, but if I do get out of my car and I'm just trying to gun somebody that's in the passenger seat, I will aim in. And then so what's going to happen when you do this is they're either going to get out, you're just going to eliminate them straight up, or they're going to try to switch seats to the driver's seat. If they switch seats to the driver's seat, I would say just, you know, keep shooting them, and you probably should already have them close to, if not like pretty much dead at that point. You should be able to get off like 2 to 3 auto shotgun shots before they react to you shooting them, and then swap to the driver's seat and then get away. So that should be enough in that situation. If they get out, you just want to get in the car, I think, and then repeat the first step I talked about, where you kind of drive it a little bit and then use it as cover when they catch up to you or get close enough to deal damage to you or get in the car. You just get in it before them and then keep rinse and repeating this, basically. Or you could just like straight up eliminate them. Like if you have them very weak and then they jump out, you might just want to like jump over the car and start shooting them and just finish that elimination. If you have them incredibly weak, if they do get the driver's seat, you can try to just get in with them and then steal it as soon as they get out to shoot at you by getting out of the car and getting back in right away, or by seat swapping. I really don't like seat swapping though. I feel like it takes a while. So if I don't get the driver's seat, I will probably just try to jump out a little bit or as they jump out and then get in right away to hopefully get the driver's seat. And then again, you go back to step 1 where you drive it a little bit away and then get out and use it as a right shoulder peek and shoot at them. You don't want to drive it so far away that you're out of shotgun range. You want to still probably be in shotgun range when you do this. If you have them incredibly weak and they get in the car and they have the driver's seat, you could just kind of jump on the hood and start shooting them through the windshield. This can be really effective, but it can also be really risky. I only ever really want to go for this if I have them very weak and they have the driver's seat. Or if I think they're not very good, then maybe I would go for it. But the thing is, if you're just standing on the windshield like this and then they get out, they have like a pretty easy angle to just like shoot you with their shotgun themselves. And it might be rough for you to kind of react to it because, like I touched on earlier on in the video, the person who is getting out of the car, I feel like has a timing advantage because they know when they're getting out of the car. They're the one initiating that. And there also is a glitch where if you're swinging your pickaxe as you enter a car and keep swinging the pickaxe, you have to like keep that button held down and then look at the opponent while in the car. You'll just pickaxe them through the car, dealing 20 damage each time. So it's not the most damage, but a lot of people will be caught off guard by this and not really know what to do, or they'll just get out of the car thinking they're getting shot or something, and then you can have the driver's seat and then, you know, go back to step one where you just drive it a little bit away, get out, use it as a right shoulder peek, and get the elimination that way. And all you have to do for this, like I said, is just be swinging your pickaxe as you get in the car. Don't release your swing button on the pickaxe. Just keep it held and then look at them where they would be in the car, and you can get a decent amount of easy damage this way. And like I said, a lot of people don't really know how to deal with it, or don't really know about this glitch or bug, so it's like kind of weird to deal with. And if you already have them very weak and they get to driver's seat, like this can just, you know, clean that kill up super easily. And another thing about when they get in the passenger seat, I've found that a lot of people just kind of get the passenger seat, like they try to get in the car with me, but I have the driver's seat, so they get in the passenger seat, and then it takes them so long to react when I'm shooting them. And I think that's just because the bind for getting out of the car is not a tap to exit, it's like a hold to exit. And a lot of people kind of panic in these situations, I think, and don't hold their button long enough to get out. And then they just end up in a chain where they're not quite holding the button long enough to get out, but they're also just like still in the car taking damage. And again, it only takes like 2 or 3 auto shotgun shots in that distance, that range, that situation to deal like lethal damage to your opponent. And I said at the start of the video that I think this is great against players just trying to hop on you and 50-50 you with the auto shotgun because it is a little more controlled. You're less exposed, and it's just a very weird situation because like fighting around cars like this is just like a weird play style. So I feel like the more you take advantage of this and the more you use this, the more likely it is you actually have an advantage on the opponent. It's just a very different situation than what a lot of players are used to. So if you get good at like car fighting like this, you're probably going to have the edge on a lot of other players because a lot of other players aren't taking advantage of this as much or aren't as used to dealing with these fights. And I think a lot of it is kind of like a somewhat of like a cat and mouse game of like they do this and then you do that. And when you're in these situations more often, the things I talked about in this video are going to become more natural to you because you see a lot of the same types of situations. I think a lot like people either stand outside the car and try to shoot at you, or they try to get in, and you can deal with both of those accordingly, as I talked about in the video. And there actually is a creative map to help you practice this now. Jayth made this map. I'll be playing it on screen now, and there will be the code for this down in the description below. As of the time I'm recording this video, there isn't very many people playing it, but like I said, I'm recording it at weird times because I'm about to have surgery and I'm trying to make several videos in advance. But even if there aren't very many people playing this map, I still think it can be a good way to practice these fights. And you could just get in here with a few of your friends, run these scenarios a few times, and it can make it pretty easy for you to get a lot of experience using these car fights. You do use a pump in this map, but that's fine. A lot of the kind of decision making still stands and just kind of getting used to like hopping in and out of the car, hitting a shot, and then getting in the car again. I think this map can be a very good way for you to practice, even if you're just playing it with a few of your friends. That might be ideal because having a full lobby might be pretty chaotic and you might spend more time spectating. But if you had like, 2 or 3 of your friends, 4 of your friends in here, I think you can get decent amount of experience doing these fights and getting more acclimated to this. And I also think if you're playing team game modes, it's most ideal, I think, for everyone to just kind of drive their own car, if possible. That way you have more control over your car and you can have like autonomy of how you want to play these fights. You have more cover and it's just more intimidating for the opponents to deal with. You also have backups in case somebody's car gets destroyed. And yeah, that's going to be it for this video. Hope you guys found this helpful, informative, interesting. As always, if you did, remember to give it a like, subscribe if you'd like to see more. Like I said, Jayth's creative map will be in the description down below, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Thanks for watching.